What's going on, guys? Good morning. It is a beautiful day. I'm gonna go up to the shop where the truck is, and I've got to go pick it up. It's done. So, but yet the clutch switch is bad. So they've ordered a new part for that, but I think I have a spare clutch switch. So we're gonna go on up there, gonna give them their exploder back, and we'll go from there. So let's get this Jeep started and get up there. Got a little fog on the windshield. All right. It's chilly out here this morning, but it is beautiful. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a dark blue. You can kind of see it's like a metallic blue. Hard to see on the camera, but it's a really gorgeous color. Yeah, when I bought this Jeep, I thought it was black. The description and everything said black, and I went to pick it up, and I'm like, there's no way that's black. You know, I could see the, like I said, the metallic flaking in the paint, and it's really nice. All right, let's go. See if we can get this. The problem is with the clutch switch not working right now. See, there's a lot of things that are controlled by kind of around the clutch switch. Cruise control, engine brake, and the ability to do an engine brake, or a parked regen. So they couldn't do a parked regen on the truck because they couldn't do a parked regen on it because of that clutch switch. And that's something you really want to be able to do when you change anything out in the after treatment system. So I think I have a spare clutch switch, because when I first bought this truck, the starter went bad, and I thought it was a clutch switch. So I went out and bought a clutch switch and put it in myself. And that wasn't the problem. So I saved that clutch switch because I figured it might still be good. So I'm gonna go see if it's still in the truck. That's been 2 years. Gosh, it is. Look at that. It is hard to see out of that. Woo! See if we can get that going here. Anyway, we got no traffic coming, so that's good. But yeah, so that's, you know, I'm gonna go see if I have that clutch switch in the truck somewhere, and see if that'll work. Because you know how I have that issue where the truck, if it's heavy going up a hill, it will throw the low NOx conversion code and poor def quality code, and then I'll have to pull over and do a regen. Well, I won't be able to do that with this bad clutch switch. And I just booked a load of beer picking up out of Trenton down the road from me, going to Reading, PA, for $2,900, 500 and some miles. And the last thing I want to do is go across that turnpike and, you know, have that happen going up one of those long steep grades. But the shop did tell me, however, that they found a chafed wire causing the doser valve to basically overdose, or under, one or the other. And they said that's why I was getting that code. So he's pretty confident that it won't do that anymore. And if that's the case, it's amazing how simple it was for them to find it, but every other shop I've been to, they haven't been able to diagnose it. But if they're wrong, I don't want to be going up one of those grades and then not be able to regen it, because they can't even do a parked regen with the computer. So I'd have to hope that a TA has one in stock, a clutch switch, and then have that installed, and then do a parked regen, and that's just a big old headache. So hopefully I got the spare one. They ordered one, but it won't be until next week. So yeah, and it's a simple job, the clutch switch. Like I said, I did it in a Freightliner parking lot in like 15 minutes. So we'll see what we can do with it, and maybe try to get a parked regen done and get that taken care of. Make sure everything's working properly, and go from there. 46 degrees out. It's only going to get warmer throughout the day. It's definitely a nice day. It's a very nice day. Yes, sir. So I told them about the issue with the Ford Explorer. Like I said, it feels like a differential or transfer case is bad. The only reason I assume transfer case is because it's a all-time four-wheel drive system, and so the transfer case, if it's going bad like that, it's going to act just like a differential, where like when you're turning corners and things like that is when it's going to act up, and that's when it was acting up. So because the differential, if it's not synced right, of course I'm speaking in layman's terms, but if it's not synced right, the transfer case, which a lot of people call a center differential, because it has the same tendencies as a differential on an axle, then things aren't going to, it's kind of like having spider gears in the axle differential. They have to be able to turn at different speeds when it's in an all-time state. That way you can drive it on dry pavement and the system won't bind up on you. So right now it feels like it's just wanting to bind up and do all kinds of crazy crap. So I feel like, I'm not sure if a differential, if a transfer case has literal spider gears on it, like a differential with an axle, but it's something like that. It just doesn't allow the front and the rear axle to spin at different speeds. And like I said, when you have an all-time four-wheel drive system like that, you need to be able to do that, because you cannot put it in two-wheel drive. So anyway, it's not my problem. They said no big deal. Go get it taken care of. Nice setup right there. Nice flat top peak. I like it. Very nice. There she be, the old Freightliner. No light on the dash. Alright, well, we should be good to go. He was saying that the switch, he only needed, I guess the clutch switch is, like, he couldn't do a parked regen with his computer because he needed to cycle the clutch. But he said everything else in the clutch switch still works. The cruise control, the, engine brake, all that stuff. So he says, clutch switch could have been bad for a long time. So I could still be able to do a regen if the computer is asking me to. So I guess we'll just take the chance. And worst case scenario, I'll have to go to a TA and hope they have a clutch switch in stock and get a new switch, and then have them do a regen. So, or maybe I'll just stop by a dealership today and buy a new switch and just have it with me. But, you know, go ahead and get that, maybe put that in tomorrow morning before I leave. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, we just got home. And my next plans right now are to mount the camper hitch to the front of the Jeep so we can tow it behind the camper. So we'll go ahead and do that here. Probably do something. I'm trying to think where the best place is. I'm hoping right here maybe. But we'll see. Not sure if that's going to be able to work with that angle there. I don't know. Figure something out. But yeah, we'll get something figured out here. And I did end up having to buy a whole new hitch, a whole new drawbar for the Jeep. The one that I had ended up not working. There needs to be so much space between the two bars where it's mounted to the bumper, and because of how that bumper's set up, it wasn't going to work. So I was able to find a tow bar that has clevis mount adapters. So it'll just mount right to where the clevises are. It won't mount to the clevises, obviously. Don't think that. It mounts to the 1-inch thick clevis mount, hook, whatever you want to call it, on the bumper. So I just went ahead and ordered those. That way I don't have to worry about drilling into the bumper, and it'll be a quick and easy to do. Heading to pick up this load now. I'm gonna go to the truck, and then we're gonna go down here and pick up the beer. And because this beer doesn't have to be in PA until Tuesday, and it's now Sunday, I'm just gonna go ahead and go back home until tomorrow. It's only a 500-mile drive or so. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that load. Like I said, we're gonna head up here, and one problem they found was they had to remove the entire wiring harness, but they found a wire that was almost cut in two. And when it was, when you go over bumps, it would break the circuit, and then it would close the circuit again. Then it'd break the circuit and close the circuit again. So essentially, when it broke the circuit, it wasn't dumping any DEF fluid into the system. It wasn't allowing the doser valve to do its job. So they fixed that wire, and yeah, we're gonna see how it's gonna work. But right now it's windy as hell. I don't know if you can hear that or not. So we're going to, like I said, this doesn't have to be there till Tuesday, and the weather's supposed to be better tomorrow. So I am just gonna go ahead, go pick up my truck, come back down, pick up the beer. I gotta go pick up the beer, and then I'll park and go back home until tomorrow morning. There's that.
Mother of God.
Stop it!
Holy tamale, gosh. Wow, anyway. So I gotta go ahead and pick up that beer, which is kind of nice. Even though it's a heavy load, it's nice that I know I've always got beer within like 10 miles of me to load. I've always got beer in the fridge too, but that's not I can't take that anywhere. But it's nice to know I can load with a load of beer that pays really well whenever I want to leave the house with. And it's only 10 miles from here, so yeah, we're gonna go and take care of that. But like I said, I got I got another refrigerator in the back. My old refrigerator conked out on me, and I picked up a small refrigerator, but I'm gonna put this one in there too. And Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get all that taken care of. Yep, see you in a bit. Row A, we're looking for spot 117. We'll be on the other side of this trailer here. Well, we're in a door now, at least, here at the Coors plant in Trenton, Ohio. But you can see it's still green. We'll be out of here. Who knows how long. Yeah, this load doesn't deliver till Tuesday, so if I get out of here relatively soon, since I'm only 10 miles from the house, I'll probably just go home and leave tomorrow morning with it and get there by Tuesday morning and get a back haul, come back home, and then I'm going to be back home for a few days. My wife's birthday and Easter, so we're going to be home for that. But yeah, see how it goes. Hopefully we get out of here. When I came in here into the guard shack, right when I walked in there, they got a phone call letting people know that there's about a 4-hour expected load time for live drivers like me. But my product was all ready, so they pretty much put me right into a door. I was in the staging area for about 10 minutes, not very long. So hopefully the same story will apply to the door. Hopefully I'll get in and out fairly quick. We'll see. Well, we are red now at least, so I don't know. We'll see how long it takes to actually get out of here. It's been red now for a good 15 minutes and they haven't actually gone onto the truck yet, so we'll see. I just got someone came out here from the dock and told me that they're going to start loading me, and it's only going to take 7 minutes. Very precise. Very precise. 7 minutes. That's going to be fast. They must be just putting them on one right after the other. Maybe they have a couple different tow motors doing the work. But yeah, so they're going to be done quick. So they said in 7 minutes, that light's going to go back to green. So when the light's green, they said I can just get on out of here. We'll see how that works. Like I said, it's been a couple years since I've been to this plant. And of course, there's been some different, it wasn't like this last time. So definitely some COVID aftermath, aftershock, whatever you want to call it. Not really interacting with the drivers any more than they, absolutely need to. But hey, that's good though. Sometimes being out here, this COVID stuff, sometimes that actually benefits us to a degree. Of course, there's a lot of negatives out here too, like a lot of bathrooms closed at warehouses and things to the drivers. A lot more porta potties put up, which is just degrading as all get out. But sometimes it's kind of a speedier load or unload time because you don't deal with anybody at the dock. Some places you still do, obviously. But places like this, light goes red, you're getting loaded, light goes green, you just pull on out and go back to the guard check. Of course, here I'll pull out and I'll have to pull off to the side and, they're in the truck. I'll have to pull off to the side and get my straps out and secure the beer. But, yeah, it's, like I said, it kind of makes things a little faster. It's actually, like with lumpers, things like that, it's actually improved some lumper services because now instead of having to write out a check and make sure you have a check with you, sometimes you don't always have a check. The checks are getting harder to find. And you'll go to these places and, like Capstone, I think is one of them, one of the lumper services that's completely paperless. They just send you they send you text with what you owe, and then you get the express code or whatever you need to get, whatever type of check you're using from the lumper, or not the lumper, from the broker, and then you put all that information into the app or whatever it is on the phone, and then send it in, and then they'll actually send you on the same app. They'll tell you, hey, your load's ready, come get your paperwork. So like I said, it's made certain aspects of the job a little worse, and it's made certain aspects a little better. Kind of a give and take, I guess. But anyways, we'll see how long it takes to actually get loaded up here. Holy cow, that was pretty spot on, almost right at 7 minutes. Good Lord, that was quick. Well, I'm out of here. Let her cycle through before we start. All right. Gosh, this is not where you're supposed to stop, dude. All right, now we're gonna go right up here along the side of the path. I think my red airline slipped off a little bit. I don't know why. I can't keep that red airline coupled no matter what I do. If I make a sharp turn to the right, it wants to slip off a little bit. But nice Peterbilt right there. Okay, we're gonna go right up here, pull off to the side. We're gonna not sit in front of these parked trucks like this guy is, so that way these guys can get out and back in when they need to. And all right, pull right up here behind this truck with the door open. Looks like he's pulling away, so that'll be perfect. We'll pull right up there where all we have are drop trailers, no trucks. So that way we are as out of the way as we possibly can be. And then we'll get strapped in, go up here to the guard shack where there is a scale to make sure we are legal. And if I'm too light, who knows, they might send me back and put another freaking skid on, but I doubt it. Anyways, let's go ahead and go take care of the straps. Anyways, got a couple new straps that I need to cut the, oh, this one just came right off. See here about this one. Oh yeah, all right, cool. It's always easier for my fat ass to get up here with one door closed. Oh wow. There's not a whole lot in there. It's like a little over half full. Want to get a picture of this after you've secured it, so that way if something happens in transit, you have proof that you secured it. Here's my proof. side, the lip isn't digging into the beer cases. All right, one more strap for good measure. There's definitely room in here for more, but apparently this exact customer only wanted so much. So that's what we will provide. But you always want to make sure when you strap anything into the trailer that you always count up the holes. That way you put the strap in the same hole on the other side. That's the 5th hole up. And that's the 5th hole up. But here we go. Here is my proof. Let me take a still frame shot. Do it again. All right. So we got a still frame shot that it's all secured. We're good to go. Oh yeah. Now we want to slide our tandems. Sorry for the wind. We want to slide our tandems. And usually a good rule of thumb is you slide your tandems so that they're directly under, like the last axle is directly under the last row of product in your trailer. But this one's up so far, I won't even be able to slide the tandems up that far. So we'll just do what we can do. It's a little different trailer. I may need to set my brakes. Sometimes you just forget to set your trailer brakes, and then you can't slide your tandems on this style. So there we go. I should have known that when I had the air coming out of that red line. But let's see here. Whoa. Yes, these are super singles. Not a huge fan of this particular setup. But I'm just leasing this trailer from the company I'm at. I'll probably end up buying my own trailer. Alright, let's see if we can slide it. Woo, it's cold. Holy hell. Yeah. Whew, let's do it. I think we're good. I use that gauge right there. It's my air suspension gauge. And that's usually pretty accurate. But because this beer is so far forward, I have so much weight towards the front, towards the drive axle, that I really got to slide those tandems up to balance it. As the rule of thumb goes, you slide the tandems towards the problem. So if you think your drive axles are too heavy, you slide your tandems towards the drive axle. If your tandems are too heavy, then you slide the tandems towards the rear of the trailer. And then that will balance the weight. But we got a little bit of a line here to the guard shack. So all we can do is sit and wait. And yeah. But see how it's right on the 60? That might mean with this kind of weight that I'm a little heavy now on the tandems. We'll just have to see. I don't know exactly how much weight's going to be in here. The rate con says 43,500. Judging by how much beer is in here, and it's only like, really, I've had way more beer than this in the trailer. There's at least room in there for, I don't know, at least one more row of beer. Two more skids. So I'd be willing to bet it'll be, I don't know, 42 or so. But like I said, they'll scale us out, and we'll see how we pan out up here. Hopefully I adjusted the axles right, because I believe these scales should tell us exactly what our axles are, not just our gross weight. I think. I know a lot of these breweries, they do that. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely takes a little bit to get out of this guard shack. There is quite the line here. But we'll get her. Look at that line of trucks back there just waiting to get out of the guard shack. Like I said, it's a long line. A lot of beer needs to get shipped. Lots and lots of beer. That's why they've only got one exit scale. They've got 2 scales to come in, but they've only got 1 scale to go out. That's why it's taking a while. 2 scales, 1 scale. 2 scales, 1 scale. I guess that makes sense. Alright, now we'll pull up to that stop sign and wait for that truck to clear the scale. Now we're talking a good old Bentley. Nice. Well, let's go ahead and stop and get a little bit of coffee. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to make it home today like I thought I would. Got out of there a little late, and it's all right. I was going to have my wife pick me up because I park about an hour from the yard right now, and I'm in the process of looking for a place closer to my house to park the truck. So on days like this, I can just go straight to the Jeep and go home and not have to worry about her picking me up. But I was going to go to a truck stop pretty much right off our exit. But kids are going to be going to bed here soon anyway, or hell, they're getting ready for bed now. So it just wouldn't really, be kind of a waste of time. Just kind of sucks. But it is what it is. I'm only doing 1 round. So, like I said, we'll be home in a couple of days anyway. I'll get on down the road a little bit, and then the good thing about this is I can take my time. I don't have to rush it. So we'll get on down the road a little bit and start looking for a place to park. This is, by the way, what the scale ended up telling me that I weighed. It's not too bad. Like I said, for a load of beer, and I had 2 full tanks. 2 full tanks of fuel when I got loaded. So I'm only 74,000 pounds. The load itself was 42,000 pounds. And after I adjusted my axle, that's where it sat. That's where it scaled out at. 11.8 on the steer, which is perfect. 32 on the drives, which is good. And 30 on the trailer, which it's been kind of riding a little rough. I'd like to put more weight on the drive axle, but I'm sorry, yeah, a little more weight on the drive axle. Slide the tandems back a little bit, but I just don't like riding with the tandems slid all the way forward, or not all the way, but as far forward as they are. But yeah, so like I said, that's pretty light for beer. Like I said, there wasn't very much in there. I am done for the night. I decided to park up here around Mansfield. It's nice, like I said earlier, it's nice not to be stressed out when you're delivering a load. Feel like you have to get it there, drive so many miles so fast. So I'm just kind of taking her easy. I was looking at a load, and I booked it. Well, I didn't book it. I bid on it with XPO, and decent load. Just the rate wasn't there for what I want. 638 miles, paying just under $1,200. But when you have the XPO app, you can go in and place a bid on most of the loads. But I sometimes wonder what the point of having a bid option is when you can bid, and I put in my bid number, and they came back with the exact same number that they were trying to push it for anyway. So, I get it though, because I'm picking, that load doesn't pick up until Tuesday, and it's currently Sunday night. So they know they have time to find a sucker that's going to pull it for the $1.78 a mile or whatever it is that they're trying to push it for. So they're going to hold out on it, but I figured, what the hell, I'll go ahead and see what I can do. But, it's some sort of, I don't know if anybody actually this time of night is actually reviewing those bids when they come in this time of night on a Sunday. or if it's just some generic computer response. But either way, just dumb. I don't know why, but that looks kind of funny. Anyway, so I don't really understand if it's some sort of generic computer response or what, but either way, like I said, why have a bid option if you won't come up a frickin' dollar when somebody bids? Because they have the option to make certain loads book only and no bidding. So why put, so if you're not going to come up on the price, or if you want to hang on to that price until the day of, then don't give a bid option on there until the day of. And then when the day of comes, if the load's still available, put a bid option on there so that drivers can then fight over it. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Earlier when I was signing out of the guard shack at Coors, I was there on the scale. And like I showed you that long line of trucks. Good, I don't know, there were probably 8 or 10 of them behind me. And as I pull onto the scale, a truck pulls in behind me that goes around every single truck in line. Pulls right in behind me. I don't understand how you can be so oblivious. They had to have a guard come out and kick the guy out of line. And then, it must have been just, I don't know, stupid day. Right after he did that, a truck pulled up behind me. That was the truck that was actually behind me. He pulled up behind me to wait for his turn on the scale. And another truck goes around the entire line of trucks and pulls in behind him. I don't know. It's just, what are some of the drivers out here thinking? What are they? Were they just completely just blind? Did they not see 8 trucks sitting on the side there, all waiting for the exact same reason? That, again, the guard had to come out and kick him out of line, and it was just, come on, you guys can do better than that. You guys can use a little bit of common sense. I don't know if these were new drivers or not. I doubt it, but I don't know how you could make that mistake. I really don't. I mean, 2 of them did it. Maybe the one guy was just following the leader of the other guy, or following the lead of the other guy, and thought, well, if he's doing it, then, must be what you're supposed to do. Or if he's doing it, then maybe I'll try it. I don't know. But, yeah, so like I said, I'm here in Mansfield, just going to take my break here and get back on the road in the morning. But, yeah, we'll see you guys sometime. I'm going to relax and just do nothing. But we'll see you guys later. Y'all be safe out there.